Japan, where a champion comes in many sizes. Whether you're a featherweight or a super Hulk, fighters know it's the size of their heart that makes a champion. Tonight, Dream Super Hulk Tournament gets underway, featuring Hungman Choi, taking on former Major League MVP, José Canseco. The featherweight tournament continues as Joe Warren battles one of the world's most feared featherweights, Kid Yamamoto. And a middleweight champion will be crowned as Ronaldo Jacare Souza attempts to defeat Jason Mayhem Miller for a second time.
And the alligator snaps once again in the first round.
HDNet Fights presents Olympia DREAM.9 Featherweight Grand Prix, second round.
In the world of fight sports, there are great fight cards. There are stacked fight cards. And then there are ridiculously stupendous fight cards. And tonight will be one of those occasions. Welcome to DREAM.9 at the Yokohama Arena in Japan. Hello everybody, I'm Michael Chavello. We're expecting an 18,000 plus sellout here tonight for what should be the fight card of the year. Not only the second round of the Dream Featherweight Grand Prix and the return of Japan's hottest fighting commodity, Kid Yamamoto. Also the Dream Middleweight title on the line, Jacare versus Jason Miller. And of course, the openweight Super Hulk tournament is happening. And yes, José Canseco is in the house and will be taking on Hongman Choi. Joining me ringside, my verbal sparring partners, firstly from FEG USA. Good evening to you, Mike Hogan.
Thank you, good evening.
And also making his return to Japan, former UFC and Pancrase star, former Pride star also here in Japan, Guy Mezger. Guy, great to be ringside with you.
I'm excited working with you.
Folks, you can hear the familiar strains already. We're about to kick off the Super Hulk tournament with the introduction of Bob the Beast Sapp. And 2 subs, a K1 record of 10-7 with 8 knockouts. In his corner, former UFC heavyweight champion and former long-time kickboxing world champion Maurice Smith. Bob Sapp, who apparently weighed 400 pounds only 3 weeks ago, comes in tonight off an impressive victory over Japanese wrestling champion Akihito Tanaka, who was dressed as comic book hero Kinniku Mataro at Dynamite on New Year's Eve. And what a sight it is, Guy Mezger, as he walks past us to see the Beast Bob Sapp here at the Yokohama Arena and kicking off the incredible Super Hulk tournament.
I'll tell you what, this guy is an impressive athlete. And I kind of feel sorry for Minowa, man, because Minowa is such a good submission guy. And I have a feeling Bob's not going to go down unless he wants to go down. It might be a really tough night for Minowa, man.
赤コーナーより箕輪南選手入場。
seeing the trademark entrance of one of the real veterans of Japanese mixed martial arts, Minowa man. This place is alive. The Yokohama Arena is truly a happening as Minowa man makes his way to the ring. 33 years old, 5'9", 185 pounds. He sprints out to the ring, Ultimate Warrior style. A pro MMA record of 41, 30 and 8. A massive 26 submissions, with 11 of those coming via either heel hook or toe hold for the former Pride star Minowa man. Minowa man, who is no stranger to fighting giants. He's taken on some crazy size differentials, the likes of Butterbean, who outweighed him by 230 pounds. Jones Silver outweighed him by 200 pounds. Silenzino by 200 pounds. Word is that at Dynamite this New Year's Eve, Minowa man's actually going to fight a live rhinoceros. And what a standout, Minowa man and Bob Sapp.
ただいまより第1試合を行います。青コーナー200センチ145キロボブ・サップ。赤コーナー175センチ89キロミノワ。
Massive ovation here for Minowa man and Bob Sapp. Weighing the biggest he has ever weighed in his career. As I said only a few weeks ago, he was 400 pounds. Tonight, 340 pounds. You want to see Bob Sapp eat. This guy gets the munchies and entire farming communities go out of business. Final instructions here from the centre referee, Guy Mezger. Quickly, how do you see this one going down?
Well, I'll be honest, if Minowa man does not get him to the ground, he's in a lot of trouble. And I think Bob Sapp knows that. So I think Bob is just going to be keeping him pressed up against the ring and club him down.
Bob Sapp, the former offensive linesman at the University of Washington, charges out of his corner. First round of action, overhand right from Minowa man. Single leg here from Minowa man. Can he get Bob Sapp down? They go to canvas.
This is exactly where Minowa man does not want to be. Bob Sapp's just too big, too strong. He's going to sit on him, and then he's going to start hitting him.
Well, actually, he's got a pretty good arm lock right there.
Yeah,
for an
looks
arm
like
lock
he's trying it, yeah.
And he's going to try for a chicken wing or a kimura, whatever today's term for it is.
Yeah.
Bob Sapp in the half guard here of Minowa man, just going to work on that left arm, goes for the mount here. Minowa man in trouble, gives his back to Bob.
Oh,
nice right
shot.
hand. Bob going for a rear naked choke perhaps. Minowa man slips out of
actually
there.
good for Minowa. He can turn it up. If he gets his hips underneath him, like that, good. This is where he wants to be.
Minowa man on top and inside of Bob Sapp's guard.
Guard is open. He can go for a foot lock right now.
And that's his specialty. Toe holds, heel hooks. This is his specialty. This is not a good place for Bob to be.
As I said earlier, 11 of the submission wins of Minowa man coming
Here
by.
he's going for it. He's going for it now. He's got the Achilles lock. It's a good position with the leg up like that and the knee turned. It's a very vulnerable place for the Achilles lock.
Oh, Bob Sapp down. It's over. It's over. David versus Goliath. And David emerges triumphant. Bob Sapp is out of the Super Hulk tournament. Minowa man via his specialty guy.
He got him an Achilles lock there. I mean, I'll tell you what, I'm very surprised at this result. But Minowa man played a very good job. He fought a smart fight.
You're surprised. Minowa man's surprised. His whole corner is shot. They're like, what just happened? But, you know, Minowa man is a footlock expert, and once you get to hold of that leg, you know, there's just no escaping it.
And, you know, he did a good job. By turning the leg up like he did, he made him vulnerable because he didn't expose himself to going down to his back where he could get in trouble.
Or getting some
very
of those devastating haymakers that Bob could have thrown.
The angle that he's at right there, if you look at that creates a really hard pressure on the knee and thing. Very smart job because he didn't go down. He didn't go down on that. That was great. Smart man.
So Minowa man, in the first 30 seconds, seemed to be in trouble when he was on his back. And then when Bob actually took his back and tried to rear naked choke him. But the veteran slipped out, got inside of Bob's guard, put Bob on his back, and submitted the beast. Bob Sapp is out of the Super Hulk tournament. Minowa man now goes through to the second round to face either José Canseco or Hongman Choi. And the traditional Minowa man salute here, Mike Kogan. This crowd absolutely eating it up.
Yeah, they love him. You know, Minowa man also does pro wrestling, and I think that's where all this this theatrics comes from, and I guess some of the crossover fans here. Ironically, a little statistic, not that I'm big on it, but this was Minowa Man's 80th fight, 8-0.
Correct. His 42nd win, 42, 30, and 8, and now 27 submission wins in that decorated career, guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's not, I'll tell you something, he's not scared. You know, kind of the detriment of his career. He'll fight anybody. He's not fearful of it. And that's what I love about this guy's attitude, you know. With athletes today being pick and choosing their opponents, you know,
this guy will walk you with anybody.
Yeah,
literally.
He will fight anybody. He's not scared. And, you know, you got to really appreciate that kind of old school attitude.
And the man who has taken on the likes of Butterbean and Giant Silver, Zulu, has now taken out Bob Sapp. Began his fight career as a pancrase fighter at 176 pounds. 185 pounds here tonight. And he's just soaking up the goodwill that has been showered upon him by this fantastic crowd here at the Yokohama Arena. Middleman, who came in tonight off a decision loss to Shibata at DREAM.9 in April, was inconsistent 5-5 in his last 10 outings, including a win over Errol Zimmerman at Dynamite by a heel hook and a knee bar over the skeletal remains of Don Try last August. And once again, he has captured the imagination of all and sundry here at the Yokohama Arena. Folks, that means coming up next, it is the one that has been the subject of so much discussion worldwide since it was announced. Former Major League Baseball star José Canseco stepped into the mixed martial arts realm for the very first time with literally no training whatsoever. And he takes on former K1 Asian champion, former Syrian wrestling champion of Korea, which is the Korean version of sumo, Hongman Choi, 7'2", 330 pounds. Guy Mezga, I want to put up the big letters here, WTF. What the F is Canseco thinking, taking on Hongman Choi here?
Maybe he's horribly depressed and he's ready to collect some serious insurance. I don't know. This is crazy. This is not the fight that I would definitely take as my debut at 45 years old, my MMA debut. Let me see. Let me pick a 300-pound, 7-foot guy who knows how to fight.
Guy, my sources tell me that Canseco is taking home a 6-figure paycheck for being here tonight. Is it worth it, though? Is it worth it having no training and stepping in against a guy of the size and the striking experience of Hongman Choi?
Well, I mean, that's perspective. Is it worth it to me? No. Is it worth it to you? Probably not. But obviously it is for, you know, Jose. And why? I don't know. I mean, I know he likes the limelight. I know he likes the idea. He thinks he can fight. He told me he's a black belt in Taekwondo, which I'm thinking, oh, that's awesome. But it's not going to help out much here.
I was actually talking to Jose at the hotel earlier on. He actually got a few pointers off Ray Sefo and Jan the Giant Nortje. Ray Sefo, the last man to defeat Hongman Choi at the K1 Grand Prix undercard last December. Mike, Canseco didn't even know this fight was scheduled for 15 minutes, and he says it won't go any more than 3. Either he's going to get knocked out or he is going to knock out Choi. Let's have a look at the opening video for Canseco and Hongman Choi.
And now I guess, you know, the evolution of myself as a Canseco is now
Olympia DREAM.9 ただいまより本日の第2試合スーパーハルフトーナメント1回戦第2試合を行います。
And now for the second match.
青コーナーよりホセ・カンセコ選手の入場です。
submission here for 44-year-old José Canseco. Unless you've been living the life of a Nepalese Sherpa for the last 20 years, you're going to know who Canseco is. One of the biggest hitters in baseball history when in tandem with Mark Maguire, playing together in Oakland. They were known as the Bath Brothers. Famous for their forearm bump. Well, folks, it's going to take more than a forearm bump for Canseco to win here tonight against Hongman Choi. And while Canseco once famously bounced the ball off his head to give away a home run, it won't be a laughing matter here tonight, Guy Mezger, but he's bouncing the meat hooks at 330-pound Hongman Choi off his noggin in a few moments' time.
Well, I tell you what, I figured it out how this is going to happen. He must have gotten his contract that he gets to bring the baseball bat into the fight with him, because that's about the only way it's going to work.
As I said, José Canseco, no training for tonight. The only person in his corner you see here is, in fact, his girlfriend, Heidi Nortje. As he told us, he's got a black belt in Taekwondo. He's also trained in Muay Thai. Done a little bit of Kung Fu. He's had a couple of celebrity boxing bouts. He was knocked out by Visa Kahima in Atlantic City last July in just 1 minute and 37 seconds of their scheduled 3-rounder. Then against former Partridge star Danny Bonaducci in Pennsylvania on January 24th. Well, he couldn't put away Danny Bonaducci. It ended in a draw after 3 rounds. Those results don't augur well, taking on Choi here tonight.
赤コーナーよりチェ・ホンマン選手の入場です。
In the ring corner, from Korea,
Here he comes. Look at the size of Hongman Choi, the 28-year-old 7'2", 355 pounds officially. Maybe a little leaner here tonight, though. I'd say he's around 335, 340. Guy Metzger, Easter Island just called. They want their heads back. Hongman Choi is just one massive unit. And it's not wrong to say that the first time Canseco saw Choi yesterday, Mike Kogan, at the official rules reading, Choi walked past Canseco for the first time and literally Jose's jaw dropped. And he said at yesterday's press conference, the public outing in Shinjuku, that he is scared of Hongman Choi. A very honest response from José Canseco, saying Choi is the biggest human being he has ever seen in his life.
I mean, and he should be scared. You know, Hongman Choi may not be as well known to the MMA circuit, but Hongman Choi beat 3-time K1 World Grand Prix champion Sammy Shields. Hongman Choi went 3 rounds toe-to-toe with Badahari in K1 Final 16 in Korea.
3 rounds with Ray Sefo last December, so 2 of the biggest hitters in the world of K1. He's taken them the distance.
Exactly, and the only person that we've known that dropped him was Mighty Mo, who José Canseco is not, with an overhand right.
青コーナー188センチ115キロJosé Canseco.
You've got to wonder what Canseco can possibly do here. 109 kilos, 188 centimeters for Canseco.
218センチ150キロチェ
Hongman Choi suffers gigantism. Actually had an operation on June 9 last year to remove the tumour from his pituitary gland that supposedly kept him out of K1 Dynamite in Los Angeles in 07. The tumour also saw him get exempt from 26 months of Korean military service, but to be honest, Choi has not looked the same in centering since having that tumour removed. First round set for 10 minutes, second round for 5 minutes. Mike Kogan, Guy Mezger, no way it is going to go the full 15 minutes here. Someone is getting knocked out.
I'm excited. I want to know what happens.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jose's got to move. He's got to circle.
Ready, go!
Choi, you know, he moves forward almost the entire time. He needs to stay circling with.
Jose goes for the overhand right immediately, and this is what he should be doing: circling, using his angles. Get on the inside, throw to the massive jawline of Choi, and then get out of dodge. Everything right so far in the opening 20 seconds for José Canseco.
Yeah, you know, to be honest, he's lasted 20 more seconds than I thought.
José Canseco is 6'4", and he looks like he's 5'6".
Oh yeah. He's smart, though. He's doing a good job. You need to stay moving. Do not turn your back, though.
Tries for a jumping front kick off the lead leg does Canseco, knowing that Choi only moves in straight lines and that Gesias move faster than Hongman Choi. He's very slow. Got to be careful of Choi's Muay Thai clinch and high knee that he has knocked out so many opponents with early on in his K1 career, guy.
Yeah, he does. Oh, that hard shot. He just ran into a jab. He didn't get hit with a hard shot, and that hurt him. I tell you what, Jose's doing a good job, though. He's throwing that. He's got to get away from that crazy stuff there. That's that Taekwondo. It's not going to work. He's throw that overhand right like he's doing. He's doing a good job. He's landing it.
I'm going to say, cerebral fight so far from Jose Canseco,
well, you can tell everywhere he's landing because Choi's so white, every punch leaves a red mark.
Canseco down, a lot of trouble now. Here comes the ground and pound. He's going to tap out, and he does. It's good night, Irene. It was always going to be over as soon as Choi was on top of him. Jose Canseco pounded out from Hongman Choi, and is complaining here, guy, that he may have done his knee.
It might have been his shin. He did throw a round kick and landed on shin to shin. He's probably not used to that kind of contact.
I'm going to be honest, though. Jose actually impressed me more than I thought he would, guy. He lasted longer, as you said, than we thought he would.
Listen, whether it's guts or stupidity, he came in there and he came here to fight. So you got to give him respect. He didn't come here to fight. He didn't lay down. He fought as good as we could expect.
And you know, Mike, at 44 years old, to step up against Choi, the guy's got a huge set of nards for his first and possibly only ever MMA fight.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, I think a lot of people are, you know, just getting too serious about this. I mean, this is kind of like celebrity boxing, but, you know, except it hurts a lot more. And, you know, Jose did the part that he trained for, you know, with his karate background or whatever it is, you know, he did all right until...
You know, he did a good job. I mean, you know, I think he got hit a couple times, and he had a hard time dealing with it.
So Jose Canseco is out of the Super Hold tournament. Hongman Choi goes through, folks. Coming up next, Sokoudjou and Jan the Giant Nortje.
Welcome back as HDNet Fights presents Olympia DREAM.9 Featherweight Grand Prix second round.
Arena, let's check out Sokoudjou and Jan the Giant Nortje.
And now for the third match.
青コーナーよりヤンザ・ジャイアント・ノルキア選手の入場です。
From Cape Town, South Africa, Jan the Giant Nortje, boxer and kickboxer, K1 star, makes his way to centre ring. He doesn't walk to centre ring, Jan, he just plods. Every time I see him walk past, I figure there should be a little man playing a tuba walking behind him. 6'11", 350 pounds. This is the heaviest Jan has ever been. Although when he started training in Las Vegas at Extreme Couture Gym with his trainer, Ray Sefo, 4 weeks ago, he weighed 180 kilograms. He slimmed down, if you can call it slimming down, to 160 to be here tonight. A pro boxing record of 10-0 with 9 knockouts. He once held the South African Super Heavyweight Championship. MMA record of 2-5, a K1 record of 9-19 with 5 KOs. An imposing sight always, Guy Mezga, is the giant Jan Nortje.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting fight. You know, Sokoudjou is a judo player, but he does train with some very good wrestlers. Yeah, I think he's, you know, Sokoudjou's in a little bit of trouble. You know, Jan just hits really hard. Not the most technical boxer by any stretch of the imagination, but it doesn't need to be when you weigh as big as he is.
Jan Nortje, a very experienced corner here. As I said, K1 superstar Ray Sefo, Babu Mauricio de Silva, former Golden Gloves champion and Muhammad Ali Cup winner and Commonwealth Games boxer Fightful Amoy, also helping out the Samoan connection in the corner of Jan the Giant Nortje. His last fight was the K1 match against Peter Ertz in Fukuoka in June 2008, where he lost by third round TKO after beating Ertz in the first round. His last MMA appearance, a smashing 55-second knockout of Bob Sapp at the Tacoma Dome last year.
赤コーナーより即時選手の入場です。
The All-African battle is about to take place as Sokoudjou makes his way to the ring. Born in Homla, Cameroon, of course now living in California, training out of Team Quest. Judo stylist as Guy said, who won the 2001 US Judo Championship. At 25 years old, a record of 5-4 with 4 knockouts and 1 decision win. Comes in tonight on a 2-fight losing streak with a loss to Babalu at Affliction in January. And before that, losing to Lewis Arthur Kane at UFC 89 last October. Mike Kogan, Sokoudjou needs to get back in the winner's circle here tonight.
Yeah, and you know what? Not to take anything away from Jan, but this is a good place for him to start because Jan, other than being really big and hitting hard, I don't think he's going to be able to hit Sokoudjou at all. Being that big makes him also an easy target for, you know, a single or a double leg takedown. And once they hit the canvas, I don't think Jan has much for Sokoudjou.
Jan just staring down as Sokoudjou is about to step into center ring. Made his mixed martial arts debut in 2006 and went 2-0 did Sokoudjou before his first loss at WEC 24 against Glover Teixeira. And he certainly looks pumped to be here, does Sokoudjou. 6 foot even, Jan's going to have about 11 inches over him, 205 pounds. It's the biggest weight differential in the entire tournament, Guy Mezga.
Well, actually, he's taller than 6 foot because I'm 6'1" and he's got me by an inch. So I know he's taller than that, and he usually fights at 205. He's a big 205 pounder. So there's still a huge weight disadvantage here. But listen, Sokoudjou's got a great training camp, a great bunch of guys, and he's an incredible athlete. His losses, all but one, are against all world-class fighters. He's never had any skill. He's never had an easy match. So this isn't a big challenge for him.
It is fight number 3 of the open weight Super Hulk tournament here at DREAM.9. 2 rounds. First round will be 10 minutes duration, the marathon round. Second round will be 5 minutes long if we get that far. Final instructions from the center referee. The All-African battle, South Africa versus the Cameroon. Jan the Giant Nortje, based out of Vegas these days, living and training with Ray Sefo. And of course Sokoudjou, who these days is based out of California, and Team Quest. Michael Chavello, Guy Mezga, Mike Kogan with your ringside. Here we go, first round. Jan the Giant, the southpaw fighter. Sokoudjou, the orthodox fighter. Sokoudjou wants to throw the right hand down the tube, clinch up with Jan and try and get the big man down, and he does that.
Good move, good kick right to the body. But this is a good defense for Jan. He's using his body weight. See how he's pushing his hips into him there like that? It's not, he needs to keep pushed up there if it's going to work.
All tied up in the neutral corner in front of our commentary position is Jan, just leans down on Sokoudjou, Mike.
Well, you know, I'm surprised he's in the clinch like that. I mean, he started off with an attempt for a double leg or a single leg. He should have just stayed lower and be able to just get that support leg out. Because right now, you know, Jan is pushing all of that 300 some odd pounds right on him.
It's a little tough though when you get them stuck against the ropes, because they can stick their rear end through the ropes. So they can actually get their hips away a little bit. So, you know, he kind of did a good move to get up, because, again, bent over like that, you still get hit pretty hard. And you don't have to be the big, you know, that hard of a puncher when you're this heavy. It can really be more effective.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he knocked out Bob Sapp in 30-some-odd seconds. So
55 seconds as Jan tried to snake in a little sneaky uppercut earlier on. He wants to work some distance here. Try the gut-munching knees to the midsection of Sokoudjou, then break off and work his boxing skills.
Well, he's using some sneaky techniques. He's also been taken down twice. He grabbed the rope 2 times already. They need to have an official warning, you know, because it's not fair. It's too much effort for, you know, Sokoudjou trying to take him down and him grabbing the ropes like that.
We'll see how far Jan actually lasts at this massive weight of 350 pounds. He's been working out twice a day with his fitness coach, Jake Bonacci.
Ooh, good kick.
yeah, that's not going to phase much to Jan.
Big inside thigh kick again to that lead leg, which is where you want to attack a southpaw fighter. Should follow through with the right hand up the center corridor. Public enemy number 1 of the southpaw. But Sokoudjou doing well.
Yeah,
almost 2 minutes down here in the first round.
You know, this is a big improvement. You see he's moving his head. He's got a lot more head movement, although he definitely needs to throw his head more when he's throwing the kick. Every time he comes with the punch, he's doing a head fake and he's turning, which is a good, smart move. Good. Grab the ropes again. That's a 3rd or 4th grab.
And surprisingly here, Jan hasn't thrown any decent kicks of his own. One of the game plans, I know that had Sokoudjou takes him down inside the half guard on top. A big right hand, almost put him through the canvas. Jan the Giant forced to cover up, but he is copying an absolute beating. Sokoudjou just monstering him. It's all over. It's all over. Oh, Sokoudjou losing the plot at the end. He wanted to send a message. Fight for the boy, the trainer, getting in the face of Sokoudjou, saying, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, that was a little bit uncalled for.
That was just unsportsmanlike from Sokoudjou, and it's on. It is on. He's set the ring. Ray Seppo's in there. Bad sportsmanship from Sokoudjou. Really, really bad form from Sokoudjou in center ring. And quite rightly, Jan the Giant's corner. Ray Seppo, fight for the boy. They are trying to restrain Ray.
Well, I mean, the referee dove in. It was clearly time to let go.
That was just disgraceful.
Yeah, that was,
you know, 1 punch extra, 2 punches, but
if we get a shot here of Jan, the officials are trying to restrain the big South African. And no wonder he is infuriated. That was just a terrible display of sportsmanship from Sokoudjou. Ray Seppo is peeved, to say the least. Unbelievable scenes here in center ring, Guy. You don't expect it here in Japan.
I mean, listen, Japan, crazy stuff here happens all the time. I mean, this is not unusual.
But if there's one thing we do pride ourselves on at the Dream shows in particular, it is sportsmanship.
You know, every show, you can basically count on the guys being sportsmen. This is very, and even Sokoudjou, I mean, he's a nice guy. I don't know what he was thinking.
I'd like to give him the benefit of a doubt.
If there's,
you know, maybe a little bit of adrenaline, excitement. You know, he finally got him to the ground. He wanted to finish him, but once the referee literally dives between you and the opponent to continue in the assault is...
And look, he comes face to face with Sokoudjou, so there's no excuse, there's no blind side.
I mean, the referee,
in his face.
Exactly, the referee literally dove, you know, in between them. You know, what more do you want me to do from this referee?
Yeah, he's punching around the referee at this point.
Now, guys, Sokoudjou in center ring just gets up. He was on his knees in front of Jan and actually bowed to Jan and apologized. So maybe the adrenaline, he's come down from the adrenaline rush that possessed the Cameroonian at the end of that bout. Jan the Giant Nortje has been pounded out of the Super Hulk Grand Prix. And folks, coming up next, Gegard Mousasi takes on the big New Zealander, Mark Hunt. The Super Hulk tournament here at Yokohama Arena, everything we expected and a whole lot more, and it's going to get crazier. Let's have a look at Mark Hunt and Gegard Mousasi.
ただいまより本日の第4試合スーパーハルフトーナメント1回戦第4試合を行います。
And now for the fourth match.
青コーナーよりマーク・ハント選手の入場です。
There is no one like her. Crazy screaming lady, they call her here in Japan. As Mark Hunt makes his way to centering the Super Samoan, these days based out of Sydney, Australia. Let me tell you a bit about Mark Hunt's background, folks, especially to those fans watching across the United States on HDNet who may not know the story of Mark Hunt. In 1998, he was just a big lug in South Auckland, weighing about 140 kilograms. Got into a fight outside of a nightclub and decked the guy, knocked him out cold. A bouncer on the door of the club saw it and said to Mark, "Hey fella, do you want to fight inside a kickboxing ring?" Mind you, Mark Hunt had never fought any kickboxing, boxing or any sort of martial arts in his life, and he said, "Yep, I'll give it a go." He stepped in the kickboxing ring, won his first fight by knockout. 3 years later, he was the K1 World Grand Prix champion. The biggest Cinderella story, I would say, in fight sports history, and he needs to turn the tide on a current 4-fight losing streak, especially after suffering a KO loss against Manhoff on New Year's Eve.
赤コーナーよりゲガール・ムサシ選手の入場です。
Can you not like this guy? He is all class. Vacated the Dream Middleweight Championship to step up to the big boys. Gegard Mousasi, representing both Armenia and the Netherlands, though he was actually born in Iran to Armenian parents. These days lives and trains out of the university city of Leiden in southern Holland. Pro mixed martial arts record of 24-2-1 with 8 submission wins, coming off the absolute tooling he put on Japanese K1 fighter Mousasi under K1 rules at Dynamite on New Year's Eve when Mousasi caned Mousasi like a $2 pinata. I'll tell you what, Guy Mezger, Mark Hunt, as good a striker he is, should not underestimate the striking skills of Gegard.
No, not at all. I mean, you know, the one thing is Mark has got a great chin, so, you know, whether he can knock Mark out is going to be the key. But this is one of the most complete MMA athletes out there. I mean, you know, to be honest, this is a tough one to call.
If Gegard follows Melvin Manouf's game plan, he will knock him into the next year.
And the other question I was going to say here, guys, is how does Mark Hunt come back after suffering the first knockout of his career?
Which literally put him into the next year. He was at Dynamite.
Exactly, it's always a big question, Guy.
Well, you know, the funny part is, too, is it's because you start questioning yourself when you were like that. You know, you go, you're confident, you can take a good shot, and then when that happens, you start questioning yourself. So it'll be interesting if we get Mark Hunt, you know, how he reacts to being knocked out.
Mark Hunt with one of the Australian legends in his corner, Muay Thai trainer Sundoy, and also James Lee. Face-to-face in centering. First round, 10 minutes.
I say this fight goes to the ground. I don't think Gegard Mousasi, he's not too stupid to stand there and try to exchange with Mark Hunt. Not because he can, but because he doesn't have to. He has really good ground technique.
And he moves on the ground, that thing, which is perfect for a guy like Mark. Does not move on the ground. He goes to the ground, he's going to be working his hips. It's going to be a very difficult fight for Mark.
I wonder if it goes to ground and Mark gets on top, if we'll see the old school Pride-style atomic butt drop. Here we go, first round of action. Michael Chavello, Guy Mezger, Mike Kogan with your inside as Hunt goes for the inside thigh kick. What he used to do in his K1 days was throw the inside thigh kick to set up that powerful right hand, and That's what Mousasi does. Comes up the center with the right hand of his own. Ground and pound now into side control. Gegard Mousasi, great start.
I told you.
Yeah, this is a good place. He can slow it down here. This is where he needs to be. He's got him against the ropes here, so it's going to be very difficult for Mark to put, just muscle him over. Work him down a little bit. Wear him out. Wear the big man out a little bit. Then maybe go right there. He's going for the hammer lock.
Overeem, almost took that hand home in Mark's fight just 2 fights ago. So
some short-range knees off the right leg to the waist section here from Mousasi. Clipping right hand.
He's in a good hand. Yeah, he's in a really good position here. He knows he's not going for mount. If he goes for mount, he's going to have some problems because that's going to give Mark a little more leverage to turn him. Smart. Wear him out here. He's a big man. Get Mark. Mark is going to definitely be worried about being, on his back here like this, getting hit. It's going to wear him out.
Going for that arm again. Mark Hunt in a world of trouble here. He's going to get out as Mousasi looks for the submission on the left arm of Hunt. Yeah. Trying to turn on the Kimura.
Hunt's actually trying to escape.
It's over.
He got
it's
it.
over.
Armbar.
Mark Hunt is out of the Super Hulk tournament. And Gegard Mousasi is through via submission. Guy Mezga, he did it. As I said, this man is all class.
Oh, I'll tell you, he's phenomenal is what he is. And he's another guy. He's old school. He will fight anybody. He's not playing it safe. He's moving up to a very heavyweight division, and he's not a heavyweight. He did it was a very smart fight, and also entertaining. A lot of times those don't go together. A guy fights a smart fight, it means he's playing a safe fight. He didn't play it safe, but he fought smart. That was great.
Well, very smart. I mean, he had a clear ground dominance, and he said, why am I going to exchange punches with the likes of Mark Hunt? I'm just going to take him to the ground and submit him, which is obviously exactly what he did.
So Gegard Mousasi now takes his record. Beautifully done. Take us through this one, Guy.
Well, he threw the overhand right and blocked his hip. And basically, when Mark stepped back, he tripped over Mousasi's leg. Very slick move, actually. I didn't pick it up until the replay. It was a very slick takedown.
The 9th submission of his mixed martial arts career. His record now 25-2-1 with 9 subs. Gegard Mousasi on his way, and no wonder he is listed as the favorite with the bookmakers at $3.20 to win the entire tournament. Folks, coming up next, the grudge match we've been waiting for. The Crusher, Kawajiri, and JZ Calvin. Welcome back to the Yokohama Arena here in Japan. We're expecting a sellout crowd of 18,000. It's been the Super Hulk tournament so far as we're about to move into the business end of proceedings. The match coming up next is the one that I'm sure we've all been looking forward to perhaps the most. Tatsuya the Crusher Kawajiri takes on the superb Brazilian JZ Calvin. Guy Mezga, anyway you cut this one, JZ and the Crusher is going to be an absolute ripper.
Oh yeah, this is an excellent fight. This is awesome MMA type matchup. This isn't a ground and pound type thing, although they're good at that. You're going to see a tremendous versatility here in these guys. This is going to be an awesome fight. I'm excited about this. This is probably the fight of the night.
And folks, if you just joined us, just wrapping up the Super Hulk tournament thus far, Minowa man over Bob Sapp via submission. Hongman Choi pounding out José Canseco, who wasn't as embarrassingly bad as we thought he may have been. Sokoudjou, well, lost the plot at the end against Jan the Giant Nortje, but managed to pound out the big South African. And then as we saw in the previous fight, Gegard Mousasi submitting the New Zealander Mark Hunt. So those 4 men go through to the next stage of the Super Hulk tournament, which will be concluded at Dynamite on New Year's Eve. But as we said, coming up next, a lightweight 1 match that has been the talk of internet message boards worldwide. MMA.tv, Sherdog.net and the likes. Kawajiri versus JZ Calvin. Mike Kogan, 2 men we're very familiar with. How do you see it going down between JZ and the Crusher?
I see JZ winning this fight. JZ had a horrible 2008. He was coming off of a major injury and he lost to Aoki. Then had 2 fights that never happened. I see him coming back strong.
The Crusher, Kawajiri. Guy Mezga, what will Kawajiri have to rely on here tonight to defeat JZ?
Well, he's got to rely on his ground game, and I mean, although this is going to be such an awesome fight, I tell you truthfully, he's going to have to neutralize the submissions, okay, JZ, okay, but if he keeps it on his feet, JZ's got a respectable stand-up game too, so this is a tough one. I'm going to go with JZ on this one too, but I expect this to be the fight of the night, to be honest.
You know, this is yesterday at the press conference, Jay-Z offered to shake Kawajiri's hand. Kawajiri wouldn't shake it. And Jay-Z said something that I found very interesting. He said, okay, it's before the fight, you don't have to respect me, but after the fight, I'm going to make you respect me.
Jay-Z Calvin, who, as we know, also, Mike, of course, weighed in the same as Kawajiri, but he comes in a lot heavier usually after he replenishes his carbohydrates and his liquids. He has a very big unit at this weight, Jay-Z.
So does Kawajiri. Kawajiri has a really hard time cutting weight. You know, it's not that he hates to fight at 70 kilos, but he prefers, you know, obviously not to cut weight. It's just he has a really hard time cutting weight. So they're both going to be heavy, probably somewhere around 168-pound mark.
And folks, still to come here tonight, we have the second round of the featherweight Grand Prix, including the return to Japan of the one and only kid Yamamoto, maybe the most popular commodity in fight sports here in Japan, Guy.
Oh, absolutely. This guy is awesome. And since he had an injury,
Kid Yamamoto, Bibiano Fernandez, Joe Warren, and also our main event guy, Mezga, Jacare, and Jason Miller. How do you see that one going down?
I'm going to have to go with Jacare, although Jason Miller, you can't count him out. He's a guy who will pull victories out like out of nowhere, out of thin air.
Well, Jacare, you know, as we say, the new breed of grapplers combines athleticism and just unbelievable grappling skills. I think it's going to be too much for Jason.
All part of the action coming up here on DREAM.9 from the Yokohama Arena.
Middleweight championship match. Lightweight big match. Featherweight Grand Prix 2009 Final 8. Kid Yamamoto. DREAM.9.
だとドリーム9始まるよゆっくりしてって
DREAM.9 featherweight Grand Prix second round starting now!
Nobody does it like Dream, and let me tell you folks, it is absolutely electrifying here at the Yokohama Arena. Guy Mesgo, it's going to be great for you being back in Japan because this place is alive, it's a happening.
I'll tell you what, nothing like the Japanese fans, but I'll tell you, the only thing that's done out to the Japanese fans is the show. They know how to put a spectacle on. I'll tell you, this is exciting. I'll tell you truthfully, I miss the old days.
It is absolutely deafening in here as we're about to see our remaining fighters here tonight. We've already seen the Super Hulk Openweight tournament, but now we get in to the real deal. Can this place get any hotter? We are melting here ringside. And what an ovation for the Texan Abel Cullen. Getting set to take on the former janitor who is hoping to clean out the featherweight division, Hideo Tokuno. And Hideo Tokuno has shaved the head here tonight. Gone is the grey hair. Yoshida Maeda. Great ovation for him too, was very well received at yesterday's public press conference, where we drew quite a huge crowd at the Shinjuku train station plaza. And he takes on Hiroyuki Takaya. Well, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion, one of the very best on the planet, Bibiano Fernandes. The master of the leg locks, Masakazu Imanari. Man who's known for his very strange poses, including picking his nose, as you would have seen in the opening video. But my word, do they love him here in Japan. Masakazu Imanari. And have a look at that. Finally, he is back. There is no one else like him here in Japan or around the world. Kid Yamamoto, set to take on Joe Warren. The cocky, the brash, the super confident Joe Warren, who is tipping the major upsets over Kid here tonight. And then in our main event, the vacant Dream World's Middleweight Championship on the line. The Mad Monkey, the Mayhem, Jason Miller, hoping to put a beat-down bully style on Ronaldo Jacare. And there it is, the trademark alligator dance of Jacare. You got to wonder how Jacare will come back after suffering a devastating knockout in the Dream middleweight final against Gegard Mousasi and Mousasi's violent upkick last year. And the man that most people have turned out to see here tonight, of course, Kid Yamamoto, fighting for the first time since Dynamite a year and a half ago.
山がある。気が遠くなるほど高い。登りきるか引き返すか。専門の虎キングオブ 返せない川尻達也たった一度きりと決めて臨んだ K1 ルールでの無謀な戦い。しかし川尻はその博打に勝ち2008年大晦日の主役となる。そして彼が作り出した光景はシルバーウルフのプライドを深く傷つけた。
立ち技が舐められたイコール俺が舐められたと思うんですよ。
もう一回 K1 ルールに挑戦するとしたら正人選手でしょうね。まあ総合ってすごいでしょっていうのを正人選手に見せたいですね。
分かった。俺はもう興奮してる。
ならやってやるって僕は K1 に
高らかに全方位クラッシャー宣言。頂上へ駆け上がり見下ろす景色は果たしていかなるものなのか。川尻達也本当は正人どころではない。ドリームが世界に誇る黄金のライト級王座。その夢にたどり着くために今夜険しいルートを選択した。キングオブヒーローズ JZ カルバン。進化する MMA を体現する天才カルバンに川尻の愚直な戦いは通じるのか。下馬評川尻不利。カルバンは今回絶対に負けられない理由を抱えている。昨年ドリーム幕開けの象徴として組まれた大一番での大敗。2連敗は許されない。よりによってあのリングのやつらにキングオブヒーローズの誇りとキングオブマックスの誇りをクラッシュせよ。川尻達也 VS JZ カルバン。
ただいまより本日の第5試合ライト級ワンマッチを行います。
And now for the fifth match.
青コーナーより JZ カルバン選手の入場です。
Oh yeah, Jay-Z Calvin. His name sounds like a brand of underwear, but in the world of mixed martial arts, this guy is a complete stud. Living out of Coconut Creek, Florida, training at American Top Team with Ricardo Laborio, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and kickboxing stylists. Coming off a decision loss to Shinya Aoki last April at Dream 2, after which he had a horror run of injuries throughout 2008 with a damaged knee ligament. Hasn't fought since. Pro record of 14, 2-1-1 no contest. His two losses coming to Joachim Hansen by decision on a Shudo promotion back in 04 and against Aoki at Dream 2. Before that loss to Aoki though, Jay-Z was unbeaten dating back to 2004. Guy Mezger, one of my favourite martial artists, and I know he's one of your favourites as well, Jay-Z Calvin.
Yeah, you know, it just shows you the quality of the athletes that we get here at Dreams, which has been phenomenal. This guy is extremely good on the ground. I mean, he's a stud on the ground, and he's got a really good stand-up game too. And you know, really, this is going to be an interesting fight.
Jay-Z, who is the 2006-2007 Heroes middleweight champion, has a very high stoppage ratio, be it by submission or striking. 12 of his 14 wins have come via sub KO or TKO. Takes his time coming out to the ring. Mike Kogan, Jay-Z is always very relaxed. I was sitting behind him on the bus ride out here to Yokohama Arena. He slept the entire 1.5 hour drive, completely relaxed.
And it comes from confidence. you know, the guy trains like there's no tomorrow. He comes prepared. I mean, just look at him in the weigh-ins. Not to say that, you know, physical appearance is a sign of how you're going to do in the ring, but you could study anatomy on this guy. There's muscles on him I didn't even know existed.
José Calvin, wait till he takes the singlet off, folks. You'll see more muscles than a seafood platter. The man who won the 2006 Heroes Middleweight Championship by beating Takeo with a flying knee in just 30 seconds. Then he defeated Rickson Gracie's protege, Ronnie Yaya, by guillotine choke in only 39 seconds. And of course, decision Carl Uno in the final. He beat Shaolin with strikes, Andre Dida with a sub, with 12 seconds remaining in the first round to repeat as a 2007 Heroes Middleweight Champion. There is nothing Guy Mezger that Jay-Z can't do in the ring.
Yeah, and he knows it. And we were talking about, you know, him sleeping. He's a confident guy. You don't get at this level if you're second-guessing yourself. And, you know, and this is not false, you know, this isn't some kind of false bravado. The man has to back it up. I mean, he knows what he's doing.
Aka corner より川尻達也選手の入場です。
Crusher Kawajiri, 31-year-old Pride veteran, has an imposing record of 23-5-2 with 10 knockouts and 6 subs. Hails from the Ibaraki Prefecture in eastern Japan, training under the T-Blood team alongside Mitsuhiro Ishida and Shigetoshi Iwase. Look at Jay-Z, so relaxed.
You know, one thing you gotta say about, you talk about fighters not backing down, and you know, I mean, you know, you gotta be a tough guy to be in this ring to start with, but let's talk about Jay-Z. 2007 wasn't his year. Injuries, canceled fights with Joaquin Hansen at the Dynamite, but
2008.
I'm sorry, 2008. Here he comes back after almost a year layover, after multiple surgeries, and his first opponent was gonna be Joaquin Hansen, who's the Dream Lightweight champion. And that fight didn't go through because of some injuries to Joaquin Hansen. And his second fight is against Kawajiri. I mean, that's, you know, there's no warm-up fights. There's no, hey, let me get back into my groove. He goes straight after the top.
Well, that, you know, to be honest, that's why he'll be remembered. You know, he'll be remembered because he's the guy who takes them on. The guys who have all these impressive records and titles and fight nobody, they're forgotten. They're going to remember this fight. This, you know, this has the potential of being like the fight of the year, and this is what you're going to be remembered by.
And at the moment, these fans certainly remembering Kawajiri's rear naked choke of Ross Ebenezer Dream 7 in under 4 minutes. Before that, he fought under K1 rules at Dynamite on New Year's Eve, where he absolutely annihilated former Muay Thai champion Kozo Takeda with a flying knee that splattered Takeda's nose across his face. Into the ring goes the ground and pound violent mofo that is Kawajiri. If he puts Jay-Z on his back and starts rounding down those punches, well, Jay-Z could be in trouble. This one is going to be something special.
これより第5試合を行います。青コーナー173センチ70キロ Jay-Z カリーバー。赤コーナー171センチ70キロ川尻達也。
Massive audience pop as always for the Crusher Kawajiri. Odds makers have Jay-Z as the favourite, $1.56 for the win. Jay-Z, Kawajiri at $2.50 for the win. We are set for 2 rounds. First round 10 minutes long. The marathon round, second round will be 5 minutes. Our judges ringside are not scoring round by round here under Dream rules. We are scoring on an overall system. The winner determined by Ippon, KO or decision. Michael Chavello, Guy Mezger, Mike Kogan with you ringside. All part of the action from the Yokohama Arena, Dream.9. Jay-Z comes charging out. Both men possess great striking. Jay-Z also fought K1 Max rules with the K1 Max champion Masato many moons ago. Big outside thigh kick to the lead leg from Jay-Z. Thrusts out the jab. Good high guard from Jay-Z Calvin.
Jay-Z has got long arms for his size. I mean, he's kind of a big guy for this weight class anyways. But he's doing a really good job of using it. He's keeping Kawajiri out the end of his punches, which is an excellent job. He'll have more power there.
Jay-Z hits hard.
Oh! He just hit him hard. He hit Kawajiri with a right hand.
Double leg here from Kawajiri as he shoots in, and Jay-Z just spoils a takedown back onto their feet. Good work so far standing up from Jay-Z Calvin.
Well, you know, Kawajiri was hurt because he took the shot.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? Kawajiri had said on a few occasions that, you know, he wouldn't mind doing a few more K1 fights. So after he's dynamite.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it. He's got it. This is his move.
Kawajiri in trouble.
Kawajiri is able to escape there. Yeah, because he can't hold him. So.
Now he's out of it. Jay-Z looking for a guillotine here on Kawajiri early on.
But don't forget, they're the same weight, so a 4-point attack is allowed. Jay-Z could start doing just what he's doing right now, and it's raining the knees to the face.
Somebody's listening.
Oh, down they go again! Jay-Z looking for the submission early here.
Now, one thing's important here. You got to make sure you have a choke, or you're going to burn out your forearm, and then you can't hold, you know, you can't do anything with that arm anymore.
He's got to get good position. The problem is they don't have good position with his legs.
Right. Pops the head out.
And now it's Kawajiri who's looking to deliver some knee strikes of his own as he's trying to pass the guard.
As we said, Kawajiri has that awesome ground and pound. He is renowned for cracks away a couple of times to the orbital bone of Jay-Z.
But Jay-Z is dangerous.
Jay-Z looks to put him in his guard here.
Yeah, he's dangerous on his back. He's one of the few guys today that is really dangerous from the guard. And so, you know, Kawajiri cannot lose concentration here, or the match will be over before he knows it.
Kawajiri inside the half guard.
I'm sorry, so far the fight is pretty entertaining, which, you know, you have two guys that are evenly matched. You know, that they both have good stand-up, both have good ground. They both heavy after the weigh-ins. Sometimes you end up with an extremely boring fight where there's too much respect. There's no respect here. These guys are going after each other back and forth.
Jay-Z working off his back. Now puts Kawajiri inside his full guard. Close guard from Jay-Z Calvin. Referee moves in. Says a little bit too close to the ropes. Fellas, let's get back to center ring and recommence in the same position. Inside the closed guard of Jay-Z.
What I'm not seeing about Jay-Z, though, he's not moving his hips. He's kind of happy holding him here, which I don't think is a good idea against Kawajiri's ground and pound. He needs to keep moving his hips out, side to side, and create some, yeah, there's a little bit better.
There you go. He hears you. Just keep going, guy. Yeah. He's listening.
Somebody's corner telling him, if he keeps his hips going like that, it keeps, you know, fight from being able to, right there, good job.
Wait, actually, I think he was trying to prevent Kawajiri from passing the guard before and recompose the guard, which is probably why he
now he's working it out.
He must have hurt you, see?
He's got to keep working. He's got to keep working his hips a little bit. There you go.
Jay-Z just pulling the head down, not allowing Kawajiri to posture up and work those hands more effectively. Gets in a couple of strikes of his own, and Kawajiri just drives through like a diesel piston with that left hand, then hooks around the back of the right arm of Jay-Z.
Actually, believe it or not, Jay-Z is one of the few fighters that is moving his hips in the guard, and that's what you get all these knockouts. Is you see how he's avoiding the punches, not by blocking him, but just slipping him by hip.
Oh, he's got it.
Up kick from Jay-Z, Kawajiri.
He's in good position. Jay-Z's in good position here.
Butterfly here from Jay-Z. Meanwhile, sitting next to us, I've just noticed Shinya Aoki, who is screaming all sorts of instructions and support for Kawajiri. Kawajiri inside the half guard of Jay-Z. Wants to pass here and go to side control if he can, or will just be content to try and rain down these punches onto the noggin of Jay-Z Calvin.
The referee Shibata just warned Kawajiri against striking to the back of the head, you know, which obviously is not allowed under DREAM rules or any rules that I know. Yeah.
Now inside control, Kawajiri.
Okay, now that's a little dangerous.
You know,
but with the knees allowed, see.
Yeah, with the knees allowed.
To the head allowed.
Yeah.
But
you know, you're looking at a world-class jiu-jitsu practitioner, so he's not too much danger.
Well, he just, you know, he's back. He's back in the guard, so yeah.
Jay-Z putting him back inside that closed guard. Kawajiri continues to work. It's a little hammer fist strike off the left hand. There's the straight right to the jawline of Jay-Z, who locks up the arms momentarily. His right hand smack bang on the eye there from Tatsuya Kawajiri.
This I was afraid of a little bit. Kawajiri is a little bit of a ground pound, put you to sleep kind of a guy. You know, if you don't keep him standing a little more. And I'm just afraid that, you know, we're going to have another 5 minutes of
Kawajiri just waiting with that right hand.
And as you can see, it's Jay-Z who wants to push the action. He's like, listen, I don't want to be in a guard all day defending. I want to push the action, and beautifully escapes that.
Kawajiri gets him down again, goes inside the guard. Jay-Z closes. A little bit of swelling on the right eye here of Jay-Z Calvin, but nothing to really faze the Brazilian. 4 minutes and 20 remaining here in the first round. A 10-minute marathon round as the referee recommences them from center ring.
Jay-Z needs to pick up this lead. He needs to take a few more chances because he gets taken down here, you know, and Kawajiri, he's playing a safer game. He's not really, you know, going for the big knockout or anything like that. He's like, you know what, I'm going to ground this out if I have to. You know, and you know, Jay-Z doesn't start doing something, you know, he's going to be in trouble there.
Jay-Z utilizing the rubber guard here. May try and throw the legs up and look for a submission attempt on Kawajiri. As Guy said, he's got to start changing tack now, Jay-Z Calvin. Kawajiri momentarily posturing up, wants to work that left hand, and he does.
You know,
going for the headache maker.
Which is easier said than done because Kawajiri is very good at neutralizing the hip movement. You know,
Yeah,
he's
you
constantly
see what he's
blocking.
doing. Yeah, you see how he's pushing his hips into him.
Exactly,
on
he's
the leg.
constantly blocking
Very
his
hard.
hip movement. And when Jay-Z tried to get up, Kawajiri was on him, you know,
Good
glued
left
to
hand.
him, giving him no room to move at all. So.
All right, now they stand him up. It's a good stand-up.
Good work so far from Kawajiri. Referee's going to issue a yellow card here to both men, interestingly enough. I thought Kawajiri was working quite well.
No, because Kawajiri's in a top position. He needs to be more aggressive.
He wasn't trying to go for the knockout. That's the one thing here. If you're not trying to close the fight,
exactly,
then you're penalized.
In the Dream rules, you can't just kind of ground and pound your way to victory. You need to try to finish the fight.
Nice left hook from Kawajiri. Just caught him on the side of the jaw. Overhand right, left from Kawajiri. Good 1-2. Snappy jab, but Jay-Z walked into a jab as Kawajiri again tries to land the overhand right.
Jay-Z needs to go back using that long jab. He's squaring up a little bit, so it's shortening his jab. He needs to get that arm out there a little bit, stick that jab in Kawajiri's face.
Yeah, Jay-Z does seem a little bit rigid. You know, maybe it's a little bit of a ring rust. You know, he hasn't been in a ring in a while.
Right counter, nicely done off the high round kick of Jay-Z Calvin.
There's that jab. Now he's establishing that jab again. He needs to keep it going if that's
single leg here from Jay-Z.
Jay-Z banged his own
from
head.
Kawajiri. All tied up against the ropes.
So far, a pretty even match. I mean, you know, both fighters are pretty much exchanging some punches, trying to go for clinches and takedowns. Nobody's really trying to finish the fight necessarily, but you know, that's what sometimes you get there with such an evenly matched athletes at such a high level.
Corking knees to the inside thigh here, just trying to compress the femoral artery on Jay-Z Calvin. Good work in the clinch in the corner from Crusher Kawajiri. That one higher up to the sternum area, into the
knees.
chest.
Those knees are starting to hurt.
Solid Muay Thai knees from Kawajiri. Jay-Z tries to return the favor, but catches the forearms of Kawajiri. And the referee separates them. 1.5 minutes remaining here in the first round of action. The lightweight grudge match we've all been looking forward to. Finally happening. Jay-Z, good extension on the jab.
You know what? Great refereeing here from veteran Shibata. I mean, he lets him work, and just when it's starting to kind of not go anywhere, he breaks him up. You know, no unnecessary stand-ups, but yet he's trying to keep the action going. So.
Kawajiri almost caught him with a right-hand lead on that occasion, which should have astounded Jay-Z as he expected Kawajiri to lead the left. Nice uppercut.
Good counter uppercut.
That one almost took out the ring lights. A little bit of the Sugar Ray, a wind up of the hand there from Kawajiri. Good right-hand counter again from the Japanese fighter.
And he's did a good job of throwing, you know, 1-2s and stuff like that. He's throwing a couple quick shot techniques in there like that.
Well, for Dynamite, Kawajiri spent almost 2 months training exclusively in K1 rules stand-up fight, because that's what he did in a Dynamite event. So,
good right round kick. Nicely done from Jay-Z. Thrust out the jab. Eats a left hand. Smack bang on the kiss at Jay-Z Calvin. Doing a quick count of his teeth. And again. Solid handiwork here from Kawajiri.
Kawajiri's catching him, moving in. He's moving in, or if he's throwing a technique, Kawajiri's countering.
I think Kawajiri is starting to slip
beautiful
ahead a little bit here on scorecards.
Have to agree with you. Goes for a double leg. Kawajiri gets down Jay-Z, who closes the guard. Nicely done.
Now, one thing to be pointed out, especially to our new fans, and especially the fans watching in the U.S., in Japan, takedowns are not scoring anything unless you have done something with a takedown. So merely taking your opponent down means absolutely nothing. As a matter of fact, you could get a yellow card for taking somebody down and not passing their guard or not trying to finish the fight, which is, takes 10% of your purse for it. So don't try to count takedowns and determine who's winning this fight.
Which I think is valuable, because I think the takedown is overrated too much in the United States. If you're not slamming the guy or doing something with it, that it's wasted energy.
Oh, absolutely.
Great end to the round there from Tatsuya Kawajiri. We told you he was one violent guy on the canvas with the ground and pound, and he proved it throughout the first stanza. If we were scoring this round by round, guys, first of all, Mike Hogan, how would you score the first 10 minutes?
I would have to give a slight edge to Kawajiri.
And Guy Metzger?
I would too. I think Kawajiri, and to be honest, his ground game wasn't what I thought won the fight. I thought it was a stand-up. He had great counters. He was putting combinations together. Jay-Z looked a little bit slow, and he threw technique. So I really think it's the stand-up that won that
Kawajiri's
round.
ground game, all he did, it earned him a 10% deduction from his fight purse with a yellow card, because he wasn't going anywhere. But stand-up, like I said, he's right fresh off training for a K1 rules match under Dynamite.
Right there, nice. Do you see that? Beautiful. Just like you were saying, the great combinations there. He's catching.
Jay-Z, you got to give him a little bit of ring rust. The guy hasn't fought in almost a year, and he's out here fighting with Kawajiri, who's, I believe, is the number 5 ranked lightweight in the world.
Hey, listen, we're talking like Jay-Z's done. This guy has got incredible submissions. I mean, this fight could be over in the next 30 seconds when this starts. So,
absolutely.
He's in shape. Look at him. He's still relaxed out there. He's in shape. He's not tired. Kawajiri looks a little bit more fatigued out of the two, although he doesn't look like, I wouldn't call him fatigued necessarily.
Sexyama here ringside, guys. In disguise, it looks like Yoshihiro Akiyama, the sexy one. Many celebrities here ringside. Yeah, copying the booze these days. Still. Second round of action. It was Kawajiri who chose to sit between rounds, and Jay-Z Calvin stood between rounds. Rumor going around at the moment that on July 13 at the Budokan, there's Carl Uno ringside as well. July 13 at the Budokan, if he wins here tonight, Kawajiri could be facing Masato in a K1 Max Super fight. Here we go, second round.
Jay-Z was just anxious to get out of that corner and start the fight. I think he probably feels that he might be a little bit behind on the scorecards, and he just needs to put this fight away.
Well, his corner, obviously told him he's...
Big right hand from Kawajiri, nicely done. In again, Kawajiri. Jay-Z, who...
Kawajiri, got that arm in there, though. He got that arm trapped. Now he got it out.
Yeah,
but Jay-Z is cut on the nose. He probably from that right hand. So, when you hit in the nose like that, that actually, even though the cut doesn't look bad, it can block his breathing on the inside, which makes it tougher.
It seems to be bleeding externally, so it's probably not broken yet, but you're right. It is a major deterrent, considering you just finished a 10-minute round.
Because even like that, you'll still have swelling on the inside, and make it a little more difficult to breathe.
Exactly.
And you have to keep your mouth open to breathe, and it makes you much more vulnerable to knock out when
and then, of course, the opponent takes advantage of it and tries to open it up a little more.
Sticks the shoulder in it like he is.
Kawajiri on top here, inside the half guard. Wants to try and pass the guard, go to the... it takes the back here of Jay-Z and gets back to his feet.
No, that was actually Jay-Z escaping.
Yeah, it was, he got them out. That's a mistake on these really good jiu-jitsu guys. You don't get a mount on them because they're going to escape.
Right, he was going for the escape the whole time. Yeah,
he was waiting for, for Kawajiri to try to mount him, and he was out of there. Because he doesn't want to stay and get grounded out in the guard.
The problem is, Jay-Z really can't afford to be in this clinch war here. No. He really needs to get some distance and start getting some of those knees and some of those hands like he's done.
Well, this would be a good
got him the winning of the two Heroes tournaments. He's a 2-time Heroes lightweight tournament fighter.
Referee saying not enough action. And brings them both back to center ring. Standing position. Gives a little wipe on the cut on the bridge of the nose there of Jay-Z Calvin. Under 3 minutes remaining here in the second and final round of this lightweight grudge match. Jay-Z Calvin and Tatsuya the Crusher Kawajiri. Nice exchange of jabs.
Guy, do you find it strange that these guys are not utilizing more leg kicks at all?
Yeah, well, as they kick, they make liars of us right as we say that.
Well,
but yeah, they're not using more. Yeah, I think both of them, they respect the wrestling ability of them. I think they're going back to the boxing, as you know, so they're sitting down a little bit more.
Good right hand.
Good right hand.
Up the tube and again from Kawajiri. Here he comes. Uppercut. Good evasion of the hook from Jay-Z. Just smiles at him. Kawajiri shoots in for a double leg. Jay-Z spoils it. Kawajiri hooks the leg, takes him down. Nicely done in the blue corner here.
Yeah, Kawajiri, this is where he's getting his break.
Well, Kawajiri's starting to get his game going here.
And you can see he was a little bit more winded. This is where he gets to take a break. He's got him down. He'll stay busy here like this. He's got mount position on him now.
Yeah, I mean, Kawajiri's strategy is painfully obvious. He gets up, he gets, a few punches in, gets some good stand-up going, goes for the takedown, holds. He gets somewhere good. If he doesn't, they stand him back up, and he's right back where he's at. But
Kawajiri looking for some posturing here in the corner.
One thing from Kawajiri that's also impressive in his fight is right now Jay-Z tried to kind of get him engaged a little bit more emotionally with with a little fake shit. Kawajiri's just like, whatever, man. I have a game plan. I'm sticking to that game plan. So, obviously he's a veteran fighter, so I'm not saying I'm surprised, but it's just one thing to point out.
Referee keeping a close eye on it here as Kawajiri cracks away at that right hand to that damaged nose of Jay-Z Calvin. Jay-Z with 1 minute and 15 remaining here on the second round has been on his back more times than my ex-girlfriend in this fight. And Jay-Z just in control here, Guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing because this fight, they're not just fighting each other. There's a belt here that Joachim Hansen is holding. And, the lightweights are fighting to try to see who's going to be the next in line. And Jay-Z was the next in line at Dynamite. The fight didn't happen. So now, with a possible loss here, it's just going to put him that much further out. Shaolin is back in our lightweight lineup, so
this was actually a blessing when they moved him away from the ropes here. I knew we were going to give him to be able to move. He couldn't move his hips the way he did, and now look at it, very good.
Yeah, well, you have a veteran referee in Shibata, so he understands the ground game. He understands that by being cornered, it limits Jay-Z's abilities to escape, so he puts him, where he could be more mobile.
Time is ticking down here for Jay-Z Calvin to try and turn the tide. It is now the enemy of him. Only 35 seconds of this fight remaining. And Kawajiri has just controlled the pace here in the second round, as he did for quite a bit towards the end of the first round in particular.
Yeah, he to be honest, he fought a very, very smart fight. Yeah,
very thinking man's fight.
Yeah, not quite the fireworks I was expecting, but still a very good, solid performance and a good-looking fight.
And with 10 seconds remaining, Kawajiri inside control. It may grind out this way. Can Jay-Z get out of here? It'll finish like this, and it does. Kawajiri and Jay-Z Calvin, the much-talked-about grudge match we had all been looking forward to. Looks like it'll go the way of the crusher, Kawajiri. Guy Mesca, your thoughts on the return of Jay-Z Calvin? As we said, a horror year with injuries in 2008. A lot of anticipated fights didn't come off for him. Did you see the signs of ring rust here tonight?
Yeah, I saw frustration in his face, and I think that just came because, listen, he took on, after that much of a layoff, he should have taken maybe a slightly easier fight. It's not like, he's taking a bull by the horns, and it probably wasn't his best decision. He's a great athlete, and this kind of stuff just kind of breaks you down a little bit. He should have taken the maybe slightly easier fight. He deserves it. Instead, he's a warrior, and he took on one of the best in the world.
Oh, absolutely. Well, to be honest with you, in Jay-Z's case, it's kind of like, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If he would have taken kind of a light fight, people